Hello everyone, my name is Adam Rateliff, aka Adam So Fun, and this is the Kona Block of the Month. This is the new Kona calendar for 2024, and they are featuring a block of the month this month. I am working on this block of the month in connection with Quilting Mayhem up in Snohomish, Washington. They're one of my favorite shops to work with, and yeah, I just love everybody there. So I was teaching there, and they showed me this block of the month. I'm like, I have to do this. Let's do it together. They're like, sounds great. So every month I'm going to be releasing a video on creating these blocks. What I like about these blocks is I think I'm going to be able to take the instructions, so instructions for month one, take the instructions, but change them up to work with my Accuquilt. That was my plan from the beginning. I said, I want to see if I can change this to Accuquilt so I can cut my pieces and have everything ready for me. There's a lot of half square triangles, a lot of quarter square triangles, and with the Accuquilt cutting all my dog ears off and making sure everything is the right size to get perfect piecing sizes, I think that was fantastic. So I am starting month one. Anyone can follow along. The instructions are free. If you go to robertkaufman.com, you can search the Kona Block of the Month, and you can download all these free instructions. So what I've done is I went through and I looked at the pieces we're going to be making. And so we're going to do some half square triangles, and that's pretty much it. It's a lot of half square triangles this month. So I went through and let's see. The first one is make a half square triangle that ends at 4 inches. Great. So they want me to cut a 4 7/8 inch square. They want me to cut that in half, put the two pieces together and resew it. One, I would never make them like that because I'm going to do 2 at a time, where you sew on one side, sew on the other, cut it, and now you have 2 half square triangles. I usually, if I am piecing them and not using an Accuquilt, I'm going to make them bigger, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim them down. I'm going to use some type of block lock or a square up ruler, and I'm going to trim them down so they're all the right size. The only time I never use those is when I'm using my Accuquilt, because I know that they're going to cut perfect. So if you're trying to do this with your Accuquilt, what you want to do is, and I'll put all these down below in the instructions, anywhere it says to make those 4 7/8 inch squares, we're not going to do that. We're going to use our half square triangle. So this is our half square triangle die. It's going to make 2 with 1 cut. So instead of cutting 4 7/8, we're going to make a 5 1/4 inch square. We're going to stick that on, and there's 2 colors. You're going to have your color A and your color J, and what I want you to do is put a color A and a color J, and then a color A and a color J, and I'll show you this. We're going to go and cut it. And then when you cut them, all of them are already matched in pairs. All you have to do is take them to the machine and sew them. So you have your 8 half square triangles. When you stick that on, put your mat, press it through, and it's done. Everything's cut. So 4 7/8 for those half square triangles for fabric A and fabric J, you're going to cut them at 5 1/4, okay? You're also going to need a few more triangles for your fabric J. So you're going to end up cutting 6 5 1/4 inch triangles from fabric J. You're only going to cut 2 from fabric A. And the J is the white, and for 4 of those, you're just going to lay them on here and cut them because we just need the triangles cut. But you'll see that they're nice. Dog ears are done fantastic. For fabric B, you want a 4 1/2 inch square. Feel free to cut that if you want. Again, I'm cutting everything with my Accuquilt, so I'm just going to do a 5 1/4 inch square, and I'm going to 4 1/2. No, I'm going to do a 5 inch square. Oh yeah, that's what it says, 5 by 5. So I'm just going to stick a 5 by 5. I'm going to run this through. It's going to give me the perfect size cut. And what I like about this is I don't have to make it exactly 5 by 5. I know some of the edges were a little bit wonky when we cut those the fat quarters. So it's just I just have to cover this. If I cover this, it's going to cut it. And then these are our 2 1/2 inch half square triangles. And again, I'm going to layer each one because it's going to tell you we need to make 4 of B and C, 4 of B and F, 4 of B and G. So what I'm going to do is for every 2 of those, it's going to be B, G, B, G, or B, C, B, C, and I'm going to layer them so when I cut them, they're already ready to go. I just need to take them off the stack and sew them together. Everything's already ready. And when you lay them right sides together, I'm using solids. It doesn't really matter. So for this block, which is beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, fantastic. So for all these cuts, I'm gonna be able to use 3 dies. I have my 2-inch finished half square triangles, my 4-inch finished, oh, that's not half square triangles, my 4-inch finished half square triangles, and then my 4-inch finished square. So these are all part of the Mix and Match Go Qube for the 8-inch style blocks. I think this cube is gonna cut everything for all of the blocks. I kind of shuffled through them to see there's a lot of reoccurring themes, lots of 2-inch half square triangles. So I think if you're looking for something Accuquilt wise, if you want to try it out, this block set is fantastic. This is where I started, and oh my gosh, I haven't looked back. This will fit in any of the, oh, it might not fit in the tiny, but it'll fit in the crank or the electronic. It might fit in the baby. You're gonna have to ask your Accuquilt representative. If you have questions, you know where you can reach me. Put them in the comments. You can message me anywhere. Adam's so fun. You can message me. But I am so excited about this. I've seen some of the blocks, and I just think they look fantastic. The colors are so vivid. So this is our color scheme this week, or this month. We're gonna do our oranges, so I'm just excited. I'm happy that you're here with me. If you're not signed up for the block of the month, check with the shop. I'm very excited. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go cut these. All right, everyone, so I have all of my pieces subcut. So now I'm gonna run it through the Accuquilt. So what we need is we need some big half square triangles. We need that are gonna finish at 4 inches. We need some half square triangles that are gonna finish at 2.5 inches. We need a triangle that is just gonna finish at 4. And then we need some of these inset triangles to make basically more half square triangles. So I'm gonna be using 3 dies. These are all from the 8-inch Qube. This is gonna make our 4-inch half square triangles. This is gonna make our 2-inch, or 2-inch half square triangles, finishing, not how they're cut. And then this is my 4-inch square. So I've subcut all of my fabric. So the nice thing is they don't have to be perfect cuts. So these are anywhere, they're about 3 by 3 3/4 to make the half square triangles. It's gonna cut both sides for us with that. I have the other side. These are the neutral sides that are gonna be matched here. And then I have my big half square triangles here, and this is my 4.5-inch square. So the nice thing about these dies is you can see that they're a different color. So I'm gonna take my square, overlap it, and I usually give myself about 1/4 inch all the way around. You don't have to, you just have to be overlapped that piece a little bit. The Accuquilt gives you a little cutter, so I'm gonna, or a pad. The pad goes on, die goes through. This is gonna go through, it's gonna do its cut, and I mean, this is just a square. The nice thing about this is that when you do it, you know that it's a perfect 4.5-inch square. So I was cutting some stuff earlier, so now I have my square. I was cutting some stuff earlier, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the cuts were horrible. So let's do the big half square triangle. When you're making these, when you're doing half square triangles, don't just stack your colors, stack them in the colors that you need to make. So each cut is gonna give us 2 half square triangles. So I'm gonna put my white and my, I think this is coral. I'm not really sure what the color number is, or color is. And I'm gonna lay this, overlapping those edges. And this is what this one looks like. So there's a triangle on this side, triangle on this side, and then you'll see the dog ears are gone. So I'm gonna pop this one here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. And I'm doing white and then red. We're just gonna call this red because it's easier. White, red, get me my cutting mat. I do still have some whites. We'll take care of those in a second. Put that on and cut. Now, when this is done and this goes through, it's gonna cut it. You can cut up to, I think 6 layers at a time. It might be 8, but I've just been doing 6. So now, here's my stuff. I am going to peel this off. This is my extra. That's my whatever I'm getting rid of. Everything is done, and now I just usually stack these and take them straight to my machine like this. And when I'm ready to sew, I can just pick the 2 pieces. They're already on top, they're already lined up, and I just have to go stitch my 1/4 inch. Everything is accurate, everything is perfect, and it really has given me some better piecing. Now, I also need those triangles from these white blocks. These don't matter. You just want to make sure, well, when I'm making these, when they're going to be part of other blocks, I usually put everything right side up. These are solid white. It doesn't matter. Let's see. For some of the longer dies, I will, while it's running through the machine, I'll be getting things ready for the next one. And actually, this usually sits on another table, and the table is, I can raise it and lower it, so the height of that table is right in line with the edge that's coming out, so I don't even have to grab this. It pops it right onto the table for me. You'll see me run my hand over it just to get some static off. There we are. And all those cut. Now on to the final ones, and these are the little 2.5-inch half square triangles. So basically, I need 4 of every color. So I'm going to do my neutral color and whatever color's next. My neutral color and whatever color's next. I did have a few of these neutral colors that were very close to not being big enough. So I'm by a few, I had 2 of them. I'm gonna cut these 2 first without any other layers, just with their pair, so I can get this one really close, and then the rest of them I'll have a ton of extra, so I don't have to worry as much. But when I was cutting these pieces, I stacked 7 layers and I just cut. Because again, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect because, oh, it got staticky. And that's fine, that happens. Let's see, oh, I just threw the trash on the not trash pile. And same thing, now I have a perfect pair and everything is paired and ready to go. So all I have to do is pick it up and sew it when I get to the machine. So I have a lot of these to do, so I'm going to cut these and I'll see you, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these and then I'm just going to lay out the block and then we'll just do some movie magic and the block will be done. So we'll see you at the end. All right, everyone, so I did what I did best and I forgot to hit record during the PC part. I was going to do like a stop motion thing. I forgot to hit record. So it's not going to work, but the block is done. I don't think camera does it justice. They're so vibrant, the colors and everything. There are a few colors that you have to be careful. You might get them mixed and matched, mixed up a little bit. I'm glad I went back and looked at the directions a little more because I was going to make everything into half square triangles, but it turns out to make these triangle pieces, these like pieced half square triangles, you have to leave some of these spots empty. So this is month 1. Again, this is the Kona Cotton's block of the month. You can join. I'm doing this in connection with Quilting Mayhem in Snohomish, Washington. I'll post a link down in the description where you can sign up. I'm going to post this video now. Sign-ups the official start is the 15th, but I figured you can see block 1 and see if you decide you want to make it. You can go to Kona and get all these patterns for free as well, but if you want to get the fabrics and make it just like that, you can. It is the first page of the calendar. I have a nice calendar I get to use. The calendar was free, but that was if you signed up before December, so I think you have to purchase the calendar now, but yeah, so this is month 1. We'll see you back for month 2. This is the Kona 365 block of the month. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop if you're new to the channel. I release videos, most of them are going to be long arm stuff, but let's get some more quilting. I just love this block. I think it looks great. It looks great on my design wall, and I'm going to go start month 2 because I want to get month 2. I have month 1, 2, and 3 all here, so I'm going to get the videos made. I will release them on the 15th of each month so you can see them when the shipments go out. So don't forget, Quilting Mayhem in Snohomish, Washington. Links are below. I did all of this cutting and I'm going to be able to do the whole quilt with the Accuquilt Qube. This is the Accuquilt Go 8-inch Qube mix and match. It has 8 dies in it. I used all die, like everything I did cutting wise was with that Accuquilt. So if you're interested in Accuquilt, Appletree Quilting in Columbia, Missouri. They're going to be your one-stop shop for everything Accuquilt. They will beat any price out there by 10%. They are very good to the channel, so I send everyone to them. I will link them below, but this is your Accuquilt. So if you're interested, I use the electronic one. So go big or go home, I say. But let's see. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Adam's So Fun with an SEW on Facebook and Instagram. Love you all. Have a great one. At the end of the day, it's just quilting. We want to have a good time. It's okay if those blocks aren't perfect, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.